Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I thought I'd film a video about Lillie's autism. So I thought I'd just do a bit of backstory about Lillie and her getting her diagnosis. I'm purely going off brain memory, which isn't very good right now. So Lillie got should I start from the beginning? Probably start from the beginning. So we never had any concerns with Lillie right up until I think it was about 2, in that Lillie walked at 1.5, and some professionals were saying that's fine, some professionals saying, oh, that's a bit late. I personally don't think anyone should put like a time scale on children's development, because it makes us mums feel like we're doing something wrong. Why is my child not hitting their milestones? And it puts a lot of pressure on us parents. So I don't really like the whole my kid should be doing this at this age. I just like my children to be children, and they don't have to rush to grow up, and they do things in their own time, and I don't pressure them. So I'm not for like, you know, like my child should be doing this and like pushing them to do stuff. It's just not my parenting. So anyways, we personally thought, you know, there was nothing wrong with Lillie to start off with. So it was around that the 2-year point, she wasn't talking, and that was my main concern. I was thinking, you know, she might be a bit behind, but I, you know, just gave her time, and I thought, you know, she's going to eventually talk. She was making a lot of noises, she's very vocal. And then it just got to the point where the health professionals were like, you know, she should be talking. Why is she not talking, basically? I don't think they actually did anything around the 2. I think I said I'm just going to give her a bit more time and just see, because we used to read every day, would do flashcards. I don't know, I didn't necessarily see that there was anything wrong or to be cause for concern, shall we say. I also noticed that she started being fussy on her food. She went off a lot of foods. There was a point where she wouldn't eat any dinner. So Lillie has a very restricted, limited diet, and she has like sensory issues around her mouth and everything, so she wouldn't even eat dinner. She would live off like cookies and smoothie and yogurt, and I used to worry, and I used to get so stressed out. Like, it was a very hard, stressful time. So then I think it was when I was pregnant with Ella, which would have been 2019. So Lillie was 3, I think. Yeah, so Lillie was 3 years old, and then she was still able to be involved with the health visitor, and then she came round, and then she was basically saying, I think we should try and test her for autism, which at the time I was like in denial, because it's like the stereotype I assumed with autism. It's like they don't give you eye contact, they don't smile, they don't laugh. Like, I always had this thing around autism that was just like, it was just one thing. So it's like, if your child don't give you eye contact, you know, all this. And Lillie wasn't like that, okay? So I just thought, well, she's not like the stereotype of autism that I was like in denial with. So I didn't believe that she did. I was like, okay, but I don't believe she has. Anyways, a long very, very long 3 years of the amount of tests and stuff that she had to go through, right? I would list out right now. So she had to go through, I print screened one of my things. So she had blood tests, so many blood tests that she is literally scarred for life of bloods, because I had to bear hug her. So obviously they normally take it from like this arm, so I might bear hugging all of her. There's a nurse holding her arm like quite strongly so she don't move. She's very strong, really is. Why they put the needle in, and it was very traumatic for both of us, and she had to have that done several times. So it was just absolutely terrifying. So she is so scared to go any doctors or hospital. Like, it's like trauma for her, which I hate, but they wanted, you know, and needed to do these tests to see if they could find anything out. Then she also had to have an MRI, head scan, which I tell you now, that is probably one of the worst things you have to see as a parent. Watching your child go under general anesthetic and then fighting because they're getting basically knocked out was absolutely horrific. I have such sympathy for parents that have to go through that. on a regular basis, because that is so traumatic. And it was during COVID times as well, so it was just me and Lillie, nobody else. We had to be in isolation for like 2 weeks before going to the hospital. We had to test everyone for COVID before going to the hospital. It was, yeah, it didn't help that I had to be by myself. So she and she wasn't able to eat as well, so that was really difficult, so I didn't eat. Anyways, we got to the hospital and she got put under, and she was fighting, and then she obviously went all floppy and she was shaking. Apparently it's normal when you go under general anesthetic, you like can shake, which was just so traumatic. So they did her head scan, because not only has Lillie got autism, but she was behind on things, as they say in the textbook, and they wanted to know if there was any underlying issue, which by all means, you know, it was traumatic, but I wanted to know, you know, make sure there's nothing going on in her brain that we didn't know about. So she had that, and then they did bloods as well, so she's been through a lot. And then on top of that, she's had sleep therapist involved, she's had speech therapist involved, she's had dietitian involved, lots of pediatrician appointments. It was like an endless 3 years of just health professional after health professional, and it was a lot. So when we finally got her diagnosis, which was the 12th of May 2022, was when Lillie got her formal diagnosis of autism. And I think it was second diagnosis was a learning global development delay. I think that's what it's called. It was like a really long thing. So yeah, they're the 2 things that Lillie has been diagnosed with. Basically, I just want to say, like, if anyone is going through this, like, don't give up. It is a very long process. Personally, I think ours was longer because of COVID. Obviously we started in 2019, obviously COVID hit in 2020, and obviously 2021, so it was during that time, so I think that's what delayed it a lot. So it was a very challenging time in itself, and then on top of that, so luckily, fingers crossed, you know, we're not going to have that dilemma, but it is hard, and it is stressful, and it's worrying, and it's upsetting, and all of the emotions. So yeah, I do give anyone a big hug if you're going through it, because it's hard. It really is hard, and there's not much help out there. It's like when we got Lillie's diagnosis, it's like, right, there's her diagnosis, like, here's her diagnosis, bye, basically, that's it. Like, they don't generally do anything else. Like, they give you a booklet and that's it. So you really kind of left to defend for yourself and learn about your child. I personally now know that autism is like massive. Like, there's kids, like, you know, really autistic, and then there's kids that aren't as autistic, and they're not like autism. I feel like it's really hard to explain, but it's just like a massive circle of different diagnoses. Like, you get an autism diagnosis, but autism isn't just like one thing. There's so many things that's included in it, if that makes any sense. It's like, I was obviously, like I said, to start off with, I was like in denial that autism was just this one thing, and it's not. There's several kids, like my niece is diagnosed with autism also, and her and Lillie are so different. And obviously they've got autism, and there's several kids at Lillie's school. There's a lot of like special needs kids. They're all so different, you know. Every autistic child is different. It's a wide range, but the main thing to do, I would say, is, you know, you've got to find what triggers your child. You've got to find, like, I personally try not do things that I know Lillie will have a meltdown. One of Lillie's main triggers is waiting. She hates waiting, whether that's in the supermarket, whether that's at school. Like, she does not like waiting, and she has got better. I think with school she's come on so much. So basically, you know, it's best to know your child's triggers. It's like, I wouldn't necessarily take Lillie somewhere where I know I've got to wait and stand. Like, she'll just get distressed, and I think it's also she doesn't know what we're doing. So I try and explain to her, but I personally think, I don't know, you know, what she understands and what she doesn't understand. We're still very limited to, we're still very limited of like Lillie's words right now. Like, Lillie can communicate a lot better than she could. But the main thing is she can't tell me if she's got a headache. She can't tell me if she's hungry. Like, there's the basic things she can't tell me. She can ask for like for me to open something, or if she wants something doing, she will bring something to me, or like she will say certain words, like if she wants her blanket. But like illnesses slash her personal needs, she has started to let us know, like when she needs changing, she's starting, you know, she's let us know then, and everything like that. So that's common. It's basically just like, I'd say the main thing is just her illnesses. She does actually tell us when she wants another drink and when she wants more food, but like it's illnesses that is the real thing, where she's got tummy ache or she's got a headache, she can't tell me. So we're trying to work on that. Really like difficult. It's hard because she needs a lot of my attention, but then I also have 2 other children and I have a house, and you know, sometimes I've got to, you know, juggle everything. It's hard because a lot of the time it's 3 children against me and on top of the house, and on top of like feeding and changing, it's a lot. But you know, I do try my best to like give her as much attention as I can. And the school, I can't fault Lily's school, they're amazing. That's my other thing, is trying to find a school that like helps your child. Lily's school isn't classed as a special school. We're currently going through the process to get her an EHCP, I think I said that right, an educational health care plan. You have to get one of them if you're in the UK for your child to go to a special school, and it is very, very long and stressful. And just, I'm like glad that the professionals and the school are doing a majority of this, because it's just, you jumping over hurdles. Lily's passed the first hurdle, then you've got to pass the second hurdle, and then you've got to, like, all these people got to decide whether your child should go in a special school, which is just like stressful, very stressful. But basically Lily will not be going to a mainstream secondary school. There's no chance. If she can't get into a special school, then she'll be homeschooled, but that's a whole nother subject. Right now she's happy, and that's all I want for Lily. Obviously I want her, you know, to be learning, but she's obviously nowhere near her peers, which I've come to terms with that now. Like, I've come to terms that she's never going to be at the stage of a typical 9-year-old, shall we say. But like, with time I've come to the like realization that as long as she's happy and she's healthy, I don't, you know, not like that, like I don't care, but like in a way that I don't care, you know, if that makes sense. Like, all I want for my children is for them to be happy and healthy, you know. I'm not like, oh my god, she's not at her learning age or whatever. She's probably never going to be there, but as long as she's happy and she's healthy and she, you know, likes going to school and all of that, that's all I'm bothered about. Like, the school, I've said like several times, you know, she's not at her learning thing, she's not at the same like as her peers and stuff, but it's like they almost see it like, you know, I don't know if they want to do something else, but yeah, it's just as long as she's happy and healthy, that's all I'm bothered about. And at school she has like her special classes that she goes to, so Lily can't cope very well in her main class, basically, because it's just, I think it's so loud, there's so much going on. Obviously, like I said, she's not out there where her peers are with learning, so her being in there sometimes is very overwhelming. It's better when they're not doing like English and maths, and you know, and they do like art or they do fun stuff and PE. Like, she is with her class with like PE and stuff, but she goes to her special class, as I call it, and she's around a group of children, and they all get like small intimate learning that they need, because there's a lot of kids up there at Lily's school that need that extra support, and they're amazing. I can't fault Lily's school, like literally can't fault them. They have helped her. She's been at that school for about 4 years now. She started when she was completely non-verbal, and now she talks, she mimics the teachers. It's so funny. Yeah, she mimics the teachers all the time, and like, yeah, she's just come on so much that I'm just super proud of her. Like, I can't express how proud I am of her. yeah, she's such a funny, clever little girl. Like, she's obsessed with her books. She's always loved books. She's my like little bookworm. My dream would be for her to be able to read. She's always loved books, and she loves you reading to her. She always asks the teachers at school to read to her, and she says certain sentences and books that she knows. Like, she's such a clever little girl. She's got amazing memory as well. Like, she remembers everything, and yeah, it's just, she just makes me so proud. And it has got easier, so that's another thing. Like, it will get easier. I have learned that within time, and I've learned to not stress about certain things. Obviously, like Lily's diet, for instance, like the amount of people that I tell that don't have like an autistic child or a special needs child, they like kind of judge you for like what your child's eating. And it's like, if you knew how much I've been through with her, that like at the end of the day, as long as she's eating, that's all I'm bothered about. You know, there's no point stressing about, oh my god, my child's not eating vegetables, oh my god, my child's not eating this. It don't do anything. It stresses you out, it stresses the child out. It literally doesn't achieve anything, stressing, and I've learned that. So yeah, do not stress about, you know, with the restricted diet. If your child has a restricted diet, like, just go with the flow. Like, obviously Lily's birthday, her 9th birthday, she tried cake. She did try cake when she was like 1 and 2, but for like 7 years she hasn't touched like cake. And then obviously on her birthday she tried cake, and it's like amazing. And it's like, within time things will get better, and things should, like, you know, increase and everything. But I just don't stress anymore, because there's no point stressing. I just get stressed, it increases my anxiety. And then, you know, you stress your child out, and for what? You know, like Lily, for instance, I can't do anything with Lily. Lily has to eat things on her own like time. If Lily doesn't want to eat those things, she will throw up and she will choke, and I'm not putting my child through that. Yeah, basically just, you know, go with the flow, go with their lead. Yeah, see if there's any like groups out there that can help and support you, because there is some, I think there's one on Facebook. My sister added me into it, and it's like an autism group, and it's all over the world. There's people from America in there, there's people from the UK in there. Yeah, there's just people like all over the world, and it's amazing to like ask advice of people, and you know, just knowing that you're not alone in this like journey that we're going through. Because I think, obviously, on top of, you know, Lily's autistic, but then we're also going through it. Like, it's really hard on parents, because when you don't have like the knowledge of autism and everything, it's really difficult for us. So I definitely like take any help that you can get, and the main thing is just, yeah, basically just learn from your child. Obviously we've learned a lot from Lily, and like I said, what triggers her, what she likes and all that. Oh my god, the sun is blinding me, I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. Yeah, don't be afraid to express your opinion with the health professionals. You know, sometimes health professionals don't know everything. With your child, for instance, like Lily, I will put my foot down if I know they're going to do something that's going to distress her. I will refuse to do it. I.e. like, Lily will not be touched. Lily does not like to be touched by strangers, i.e. health professionals. Me, you know, I can be with Lily, I can hug her, she'll cuddle me and all that lot. But if you go in a doctor's and they want to, i.e. check her temperature, or, you know, listen into her chest, you got no chance. So there's things like that, when obviously, you know, when she's got appointments, and I'm just like, yeah, you ain't gonna do that. Otherwise, if they obviously really desperately need to, like when they needed her blood, you know, she has to be put through it, which is awful. It's absolutely awful. I am hoping that, you know, she doesn't, you know, need her blood doing for a very, very long time. But it's just, it's so sad. Like, the amount of stuff that she's had to go through is just, it's awful. I just feel so guilty that I just can't go through it, and, you know, they take my blood, you know, instead of hers, and it's really hard. But I do feel like the more time, oh my god, this sun is so blinding, the more time that goes on, the more we're getting better with it. Like, we do think that at the minute when Lillie does have meltdowns, I don't know if that's a bit better, I'll just close the blinds because the sun's like making my eyes water, but yeah, as I was saying, that with time, like, we've noticed, like, she doesn't get as many meltdowns, and when she does, we know that there's something, it's Lily's way of saying, I'm not happy about something and something's not quite right. For instance, when she started school in September, I always worry because it's a new classroom, it's new teachers. Luckily, this obviously it's still the same kids that go up with her and they're amazing with her. But because of like the new classroom, the new teachers and all of that, it panics me because I'm like, how's she gonna go with it? And she was really distressed. She was coming home and she was just having meltdowns, and that's not like Lillie. Like, when in this like 6 weeks holidays, she barely had any meltdowns, and I'm like, then she's going back to school and she's coming out and she's like dysregulated and she's just throwing herself, and then she wants me to cuddle her while she's screaming. And she, like I said, she is very strong. Lillie, when she's has her meltdowns, I don't know what it's actually called. I call them like meltdowns, but you know, when she's just can't handle it anymore and she just goes off, she like almost needs me to help her calm down. And it was like getting to the point where, yeah, I was having to sit there for like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes just trying to calm her down. And it's really hard because not only is she getting exhausted, but once she's calmed down, I'm like, oh my god, I need a drink, and I don't even drink alcohol. And it's like, it's a lot for both of us to go through with when she has a meltdown. So anyways, I was saying to the teachers, I was like, there's something not right. Like, she's fine and then she comes home and she's not happy. And I think we got the point where she was in class a lot and she just couldn't cope with being in class. It's just, I think, you know, the kids are constantly got to sit down and they're learning and the noises, and it was just overwhelming for her basically. So then they like took her out, and Lily's got like her own timetable now where she's like all around the school, bless her. She's very well known. Lily's very well known. Everyone in that school knows Lillie. And yeah, so she just goes around the class. Sometimes she spends time in like nursery and they help her do her phonics, and then she can be upstairs in the library or the music room, and then her special class, and like she just moves around the school. And it's so nice to know that, you know, it's a lot of little individual classes and small groups that Lillie works well in, and it's nice that the school accommodate that. So definitely push for, like, you know, your child or your child's teacher to accommodate your child. When they get the diagnosis, the school can actually get funding for your child for all those extra things. So I definitely recommend that. Obviously I don't think they can do it without the formal diagnosis. So once you get that, then, you know, the school can, you know, help your child better. Obviously special school will probably be better for your child, but trying to get in one is a nightmare. I personally think Lillie isn't like, you've got like severely disabled children that, you know, really need a special school, and, you know, they get through to a special school. And then you've got kids that aren't that disabled and, you know, can walk and talk and eat and, you know, like all by themselves, but they've got autism and they can't handle a mainstream school. But then some special schools aren't equipped for them because you need to be more, like, you know, disabled. Oh my god, it's a right nightmare to try and find like the perfect special school is a head wreck. I've heard a lot of stories of a lot of people that I'm just like, oh my god. We're quite lucky. A new school around us I've opened, a new special school, and that's for older children, and they mainly deal with autism. So I was like, that's amazing, because obviously there's ADHD children out there as well that, you know, struggle in mainstream, but then sometimes they can't get into a special school because of their ADHD, and it's a right nightmare. It really is. Like, as people that, you know, fighting for our children, it's shocking that we have to do this. Like, we have to put up such a fight to try and get the best for our children, which it shouldn't be like that. But you know, I suppose we are getting better. Like back in the day when I was in school, you know, there's a lot of children that were just classed as like naughty children, when really they had autism or they had ADHD. And like, I do feel like it is getting better, but we're still nowhere near where we should be, yeah, with like the special schools and everything. So anyways, it's a whole lot of stress. I'll keep posted though with like, you know, Lillie stuff. I'd love to do like an update video with her. She's so funny, she cracks us up all the time with what she comes out with. And yeah, she's such a clever girl. I feel like the thing with Lillie is she can't express as much of her clever side, but she takes in everything. She could be like on the other side of the room playing and you're talking or reading a book, and she will mimic the words, even though you think that you know, she's in her own little world over there. She doesn't. She is so intelligent and listens to everything around her that, yeah, some people think, oh, you know, she's just playing. No, she's listening to everything. So yeah, she's just so funny. I love her so much. She's like, I miss them when they're at school. I do try not to think about it, because I worry about Lillie the most. Out of all the children, I worry about her the most, because Ella can tell me, she tells me some things that she probably shouldn't. She'll be like, my teacher went to Tesco's today, and I'm just like, oh, did she? And like, Ella tells me, you know, all what's gone off in school, whether she's hurt herself, whether anyone's been mean to her, and all of this. But Lillie can't tell me that, and that's my main worry, is like bullying. Yeah, so my worst nightmare is obviously her being bullied, and me not knowing about it. But you know, I am very protective, should we say. Ryan says I'm like overprotective sometimes. Like I constantly like, you know, message the teachers if I've got any concerns, and I'm constantly like I'm always like messaging them like, how is she today? Or like, you know, because sometimes like she goes in and she's a bit upset, and I'm like, well, how is she okay? You know, because she can't tell me, she can't come out of school saying, yeah, I've had a good day, you know, or someone was mean to me or something like that, you know. Like I generally don't know. I just have to go and put trust in them, and you know, make sure she's not got any bruises, or you know, she's not got any cuts or anything that, you know, I didn't know about. Like, how did she get this? Obviously she can't tell me. There's just things like that. Like that's where it's hard. Like I would like her to say like, you know, so and so pushed me or whatever, you know, because there were times where she did get injured at school, and they was like, oh, we don't know how she's done it. I'm like, you know, you're supposed to be my eyes. So sometimes I do worry, but overall I try not to worry as much. But I feel like as a parent, you never stop worrying. I feel like I worry about all of them, but like I said, you know, Lillie just the most, because she can't fully communicate with me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You have to put questions in the comments if you wanted to like ask anything. I'm trying to think of like useful tips along, as well as telling you like Lillie's story and stuff with her autism, but I really can't think. I think I've been chatting for like half an hour now. Lillie has come on so much. The progress that she has made has been amazing. She just she amazes us with like, you know, what she, you know, she goes through, and I can't imagine what it's like, you know, to be autistic and be in her shoes. Like, and she's always so happy. She's probably like the happiest out of all my children, and to say she is the easiest to look after out of all three of my girls. Literally she's the easiest, which is crazy, because some people think, oh, you know, because Lillie's autistic, Lillie's the hardest. No chance. And Lillie is the best behaved child out of all three of them. Like the other two, oh god, like god help me. Like they are getting, Emily is getting bad as well. Like terrible twos are hitting, and yeah, they are becoming challenging. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't know how much of this is I'm going to keep in, because I've like rambled on for so long. I just wanted, you know, to put Lillie's like story out there, and you know, talk about her autism. Yeah, if anyone else like needs any help, if I can help in any way of answering anyone's questions. Obviously it's been about 3 years since she got a diagnosis, but then about 6 years since we've been going through this, so quite a long time. So yeah, we've been through, we have like overall as a family been through a lot with her. You know, just like I said, just keep pushing to, you know, if you think your child does have autism or ADHD or anything, like you know, don't give up, keep pushing for that diagnosis, to get them the help. I'd mainly say they need the diagnosis for in school setting. Once you've got that diagnosis, that's a leeway for the school to be like, you know, your child has, you know, whatever they have, and they will help. And yeah, definitely try to find the right school for them as well, which it can be difficult. But I would say, like, the school that Lillie goes to is a mainstream school, but they have sensory rooms, they have a lot of autistic, ADHD kids there, and a lot of other different disabilities as well at Lillie's school. There's a lot of like special needs kids, so I would definitely recommend send them somewhere that does, you know, have special needs kids, and then, you know, they don't feel so alone, and then the school are more like, the children at the school are more accepting of the children. But yeah, I think that's everything. So don't forget to ask me any questions in the comments. Hopefully this has helped someone. Like, if it just helps like one person going through this, because it is hard, it really is hard, mentally and physically draining as parents, trying to get a diagnosis and trying to get your child help out there. So, you know, if it will just, yeah, if it just helps that one person, it would be amazing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.